everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lifting Your Spirits. This time I'm joined with the absolute little legend that is Caroline Clifford. She's a huge deal in the comedy scene here in Berlin. She's a massive improviser, a huge stand-up comedian, so much so that she teaches it now. We talk about exactly that, teaching comedy. Talk about, can it be learned? And how do you teach comedy to someone? We talk about when we used to do competitions back in the day, how soul destroying it can be and how morally uplifting it can be at the same time. Oh man, we go way back. We started doing comedy back in 2010 is when I met Cliff, and we done Edinburgh together. She stayed at my place through in Cumbernauld. It was a glorious time, and we reminisce. I make her an amazing cocktail called a Vieux Carre, which is a 1930s New Orleans cocktail. Fantastic. She gulped it almost in a winner. So sit back, learn, laugh, enjoy, and come on a little conversational journey with us, because it's the only thing we can do, people. There's no live shows. Not yet. We're nearly there. If you want a greater insight into the cocktail that I do, there'll be a link. Click on it, takes you to a deep dive. There's also a link to buy me a coffee. That's the one-stop shop where I do all the things. That's where they all are. All the podcasts, the comedy sketches, the recipes, the photos. Go there, buy me a coffee if you want, or not. Just cruise at your leisure. I'm glad you're here. Enjoy the show. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lifting Your Spirits, where I'm going to show you how to do a cocktail, and then I'm going to take that cocktail to my friend who's waiting in the West Wings, and we're going to just have a big old chat about life, and I'm glad that you're here to witness it. Today I'm going to make an amazing cocktail called a Vieux Carre. It's from the 1930s, New Orleans. It's got whiskey and French cognac and French liqueurs with herbs and spices and sweet Italian vermouth. So I'm going to make a quick version now. Hang around later on for a link where you can see a deep dive of how the cocktail is properly made, okay? For now, I'm going to show you how it's done. The first thing that we want to play with is our wonderful whiskey. Pre-Prohibition, kind of like 1920s to 30s, rye was so much more popular than bourbon. What I want to do is I want to use 30 mils of my strong 50% sweet rye. I want to come behind that with this amazing French cognac. Cognac as well, I think, can scare some people off. You know, it's usually old rich people that drink it, and this is 2021. Who likes old rich people? 30 mils, the same as the rye. We're going to stay French, right, with this amazing liqueur called Benedictine. And this is made with like 27 different herbs and spices, all ranging from red berries, coriander, tea, orange peel, lemon peel, nutmeg, cinnamon. I'm going to go in with just like 10 mils. So, look at that colour. It's so lovely it's so fruity on the nose, right? It's so fruity. So now we want to just kind of go in there with some Italian sweet vermouth. We're going to go in again with 30 mils. Now we're going to come behind that with some bitters. It's going to really enhance the flavour. It's going to open everything up, and it's going to be really lovely on the nose. And when you're using bitters, you don't have to go crazy, right? 1, 2, 3, boom. What I love about Peychaud's is it gives it like a really beautiful colour. So what we need is some beautiful, lovely ice. I mean, you've been watching long enough. This is what we're talking about. This is it, right? This stuff right here, okay? This is the stuff that's going to just make your drink level up, okay? I'm a big fan of transparent drinks, and this has just got this beautiful kind of amber colour to it. That's the punch, man. That's the punch we're looking for. That's what I'm talking about. So look at that. I mean, look at the colour of that, man. Right? It's this amber nectar, beautiful, just almost like honey. On here, the original recipe calls for a nice healthy lemon zest, and it's going to complement the beautiful flavours of the Benedictine. So that is the Vieux Carre. Now I'm going to take this to my guest who's waiting in the West Wings. What can I say about this person? I've known her for a very long time. She's, quite frankly, one of the best comedians that we have in Berlin. She runs the longest running open mic. We are not gemused. It's only Caroline Clifford, everyone.
Ah, thank you.
Welcome, Cliff.
Hey.
Hiya.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's so good to see you. It really, really is.
It's so good to see you as well, man. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, you're one of those people where you make me feel bad for being like a total recluse. Because whenever I see you, I'm like, God, why don't we see each other more often? Because I fucking love you. You're
Well,
great.
I'm a recluse as well, man. You know,
Uh-huh.
I think I became a recluse about 5 years ago in the comedy scene, man. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, bye.
You know?
Go to hibernate.
See
Get
you
me some
later.
leaves.
See
Yeah.
you later, man.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying the corona. Just get me inside, making some videos.
Well, you've heard it here first.
Give me it.
The fucking more deaths, the better.
Totally.
Yeah.
How's your drink? Have you tried it
Oh,
yet?
wait, no.
I mean, are we wait on the wincing or not? That's what's going
Oh,
to
yeah,
set
that's
that
smooth.
difference.
Ooh, that's smooth.
It's a balanced drink.
Yeah.
I made it because I know that you're a fan of the whiskey.
Yeah. That's
From
smooth.
our whiskey drinking days.
Mm-hmm.
They were plentiful.
I've branched out a bit now to martinis.
Aye.
That's what we make at home.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure like you'd be devastated. We
Why?
make them. I don't know because we're just like got a jar and like
Hey, are we talking gin martinis or vodka martinis?
gin usually.
Yeah, cool.
Gin usually. But then we did actually get a really nice vermouth, Lillet. Which
Oh,
our
yeah.
good friend Matilda got us into martinis in the first place. But yeah, she got us into that. So we put a little peel of lemon in it.
Kind of lily blanc, and a little kind of zest.
And
a
then some
little
shit gin. Just like London.
proper like Lidl Aldi stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, can you just tell the people who the fuck are you and what do you do?
I'm really nobody anymore. I'm washed up. I'm dried out.
A little rag just washed up on a beach.
I'm just like a little old fisherwoman waiting for her husband to return from the sea.
Well, you're one of the highlights of the comedy Berlin scene. That is for sure.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. But I don't really do a lot of stand up anymore. I certainly used to do a lot when I first got here around 2010, 2011 more like. I was really, really into it for quite a few years. And I suppose like anything, especially as I had so many years under my belt in the UK, I guess I just sort of, it just really slowed down for me. You know, you just kind of lose the verve after a while. Not everybody does, but I did.
So what happened, man? Because I remember you landing in Berlin. I had been doing comedy for about a year.
Yeah.
And then you had landed, and when you came on the scene, everyone it was a bit of a game changing thing because we had, you know, as I have nicknamed him, the Godfather of the Berlin comedy,
Mr. Salamone.
Mr. Paul Salamone. You know, your partner in crime for We Are Not Gemused.
Yeah.
The longest running open mic in Berlin.
Yeah.
Which is bloody brilliant.
We'll soon
by the
see
way.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally, man.
On a massive hiatus. Right now.
But he was probably the guy that everyone kind of, you know, looked up. And then you come on the scene and you were just like, boom. Because you'd had a couple of years under your belt and over in London.
Yeah, I suppose that helps,
that
really.
huge scene over there, man.
Yeah, I mean, it does sort of help when you have such a longer running established scene and you feel like you're fighting for your life every day.
Yeah, totally.
In terms of like being seen and being booked. So yeah, it does like definitely light a much bigger fire under you for a while. So I guess I did have something maybe just something a bit more, I don't know, just like desperate.
Well, yeah, maybe. Well, I think what we all had was you know, we had funny things to say. We had jokes, but you definitely came in with like rhythm and timing, you know, and joke writing. That's what I remember, because I remember going, who the fuck is this? You know, and it really kind of, what I love about any scene in general is that the shape shifting of it all, you know, someone comes in with like timing and delivery, and you've got the fun, and then you kind of up your game and you kind of learn from them, and then you do, and it's just this kind of huge, any scene, whatever, it could be in tattoos or fucking lamp building or fucking, you know, whatever it is. Yeah. You always learn and kind of go forward.
Well, I mean, I don't think you were fishing, but you have incredible timing and delivery. I mean, that's your thing, really. I mean, your writing is you know, very skilled, I think.
Well, we try.
Yeah. But we've both been doing it a while now.
We've both been doing it.
You do get better, obviously.
There was a golden...
One would hope.
One would hope. I'm still plugging away, man. I'm still plugging away. You've fell away a little bit from the stand-up, but you're rocking the improv.
Yeah, I'm really into long-form improvisation. I just like... I don't know. It's just part of my persona that sort of when I feel like comfortable in something, I like to move on to something else.
Dude, I mean, yeah, I mean that's fair. But see, you guys like on the improv stuff, man, because you're teaching it now, and you're just into all the technique. You went over to the States.
I went to Chicago a couple of years ago.
Oh my God, man! I mean, you've just got this fucking comfortableness on stage, right? Yeah. There's a bunch of people that I talk to, and they go to improv and stuff, and they feel, and there is an awkwardness, I think, that can sometimes come with improv, you know, if you're looking at a bunch of people that aren't exactly as skilled or as talented as yourself, or a few others that spring to mind. Like sometimes I'll watch like Good Luck Barbara.
Oh yeah.
And I just
GLB, no?
GLB, and I just know that I'm in for a comfortable ride, you know. Yeah. And that's something similar that happens with you as well, you know, on stage. You could be sitting at the sidelines, and there's 4 or 5 people on the stage doing their thing, and then you just swoop in, you know. But man, that's one of the things, we done improv together for years.
We did. Slightly different form, wasn't it? I mean, that's when I first ever saw you and met you. Was at the Kookaburra doing comedy sports.
Doing comedy sports?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh God, when I used to be like, I was so thin, I was jagged. Had pointy things. Right. Pointy chins and elbows and...
Yeah, I suppose it was a while. It was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Was there anything that you, like, there's something I wanted to ask you, man, when you first came to Berlin, is there anything that you saw, like, in the comedy scene that you were like that, or, like, I can change some of this, or what was your first impressions of it? Were you like, wow, I think maybe I can take some of the logistics and some of the stuff that I learned from London and like attach it to this? Or were you like that, oh, this is just a fucking heaven? Or were you like, oh, this needs some work? Or did you any kind of thoughts go through your...
I don't know. I think when I first came here, like a lot of people, I was so desperate for human connection, real human connection. And I've gone through like some real soul searching. Like I didn't know who I wanted to be in Berlin, because I knew I was kind of sick of me in London. And it took me a while. I didn't come here with any intentions of doing comedy, that was for sure. I'd sort of like really quit in London. I'd had a bit of like a breakdown. And I just wanted to reinvent myself. I was actually like doing songs.
That's right.
And I was like on the startup scene, because I'm actually like a computer programmer, although retired.
Yeah.
And so when I kind of found the Buzz Club, which is now Sunday Slips. Yeah. It's never going to die, that place.
Yeah.
I was just so humbled and happy to have found such a nice like community of people.
Because it really was everyone was so comfortable with each other and willing to help each other.
And I think like with anything in life, you only kind of think about it looking back, but at the time it's just happening very organically and slowly, and everything feels kind of normal. So I didn't like think, my great plan for Berlin comedy or anything like that. Right, okay. I mean, like making the website Comedy in English.
Totally.
Yeah, like it was just something that I wanted to do as a programming project. Plus, I did kind of see that the scene was growing quite big, so it would be like, I wasn't kidding myself. Like I knew it would be something that everybody would want to use. Yeah. Kind of thing, and I had like the skills to make it. I like something like that was a no-brainer. But I didn't really like in in the London comedy scene, I was such small fry. I was just such a beginner. That's the difference in scale, is that I've been doing about 2 years on the London scene, and you're still an open micer after 2 years in London. Whereas 2 years here, you're doing solo shows, you're touring around Europe.
Yeah. Someone's like that. Have you not written an hour yet? And you're like, well, what the fuck, you know?
Why would I? There's going to be a lot of me going,
Totally, man. What's it like for you? We done the last time we probably shared the stage together was a kind of unofficial gig for our pal Molly at her like leaving thing. Absolute ledge bag. And what's it like for you if someone says crack out the guitar, do the fucking like?
I can't remember a note.
Really?
Yeah, I would have to sit down with like a crib sheet with the chords on it, because I just can't remember that stuff. I don't sit down every day.
Sure, of course. And you haven't you haven't done it for years. But it was. But
even at Molly's thing, like I was reading off, like I had to write the chords down and stuff.
Because she loved it. She requested it, I think.
Yeah.
And then she requested me to do like jokes, like. I've got
It was like karaoke.
Yeah. I've got like a chili con carne joke that's fucking years old, and it's.
I'm not sure if those cans are still good, actually. Yeah.
Got one right there. I thought I'd hold on to it for emergencies. But it was very interesting doing that, you know. Like I don't know. But it's not something that you would like crack out at a party and you'd be like.
Oh no! I just could, because I like physically couldn't. Kind of thing. I physically couldn't. I've always been because I was in bands and everything, and I've always been absolutely horrendous at remembering chords to stuff. I always have them written on the top of my guitar and stuff like that. Yeah, I've just got very bad short-term memory. I can remember my own stuff if I'm playing it regularly, but as soon as I'm not, it's gone.
When was the last time you picked up the guitar?
Oh, maybe a couple of months ago. I sometimes just whap out some Neil Young, you know, just for a laugh.
Just for a laugh?
Yeah, just in the
house. I pick up my guitar. I'm not the biggest guitar player, but I definitely pick up my guitar, you know, like once a week just to give it a wee strum. I just go through the fucking chords.
I've got such a nice guitar as well. I just love playing it.
I mean, just like
it's like a Harry Potter wand. Like it was just like, it wasn't the most expensive guitar or anything, but I was just like, I love this fucking guitar.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know what it's like with what you're like with like possessions.
Yeah.
But like anything in this whole gaff, I don't give a fuck about anything. The only two things that are really of anything of value is like maybe, unfortunately, the material possession that is the computer. But it's just got everything fucking on it. It's like big love computers and my guitar. That's it.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else that I would.
I fucking love my computer. Oh my god.
Mate, I mean, where are you without that shit these days?
No, I know, but I particularly like my computer.
But you are a proper like you know exactly what you're doing. I'm like, give me a MacBook. Give me my MacBook for my editing and let me watch some YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Whereas you build your computers and shit, or at least you can.
Well, I certainly
at least you modify them.
Yeah.
You modify them in a big way, and you know what you're.
Yeah, I mean these days it's all laptops, so like you don't really build a laptop per se, but you can like decide what goes on there.
Oh sure. You can you can be like, give me this graphics card, like take out this fucking SSD and whatever the fuck.
Sure.
I was just going down like the most ABC like.
I mean, you're right. You would want an SSD.
Listen, man. Do you have any like little highlights from your comedy career? Just quickly, any kind of bits that like properly stand out for you, and in any form or fashion from the comedy thing.
Well, I would say like. My proudest achievement is definitely We Are Not Gamoos, which is the Tuesday show. I just really like it, and I've always liked it so much. And I remember when it first got going, because when we first started it, there was I don't think there was any, and this is how crazy, this seems so crazy now, but there was no comedy-only open mic currently on the Berlin scene. So there was only like mixed nights.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, which is like insane. There had been... But there was no current one.
That's right. There had been...
But they were all like, you could bring a guitar or do a poetry or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Even Sin comedy had its bit of poetry here and there.
And it's gone through, like it went through a few shifts, because when we first started, we had no idea so many people would sign up for it. Like we didn't even know there were that many comedians around. So we actually had 2 breaks. There was 15 acts on. It was a fucking nightmare.
Now it's like 8?
Yeah, it's mostly 8, and also we did like have a musical act open the night and stuff like that. It just seemed to be the done thing. And also, you have so many friends that are musicians that time. They're like, "Oh, can I do a spot?" And it's like it's so hard to say no. And it's like, no, your music doesn't go with what we're doing. But I just can't, freaking say no to you. Your big brown eyes.
so you're obviously like super proud of Gimmoo's and stuff, man. It's going to come back. It's going to come back strong.
Yeah, and then like in 2019, like I started this, and I'm not sure how proud I am of this, because it's like there is something inherently evil about a comedy competition. I won't lie about that. But yeah, I just thought it felt like the time was right for there to be like an open mic, like a new comedian competition.
In Berlin, the Berlin stand-up comedy was.
Yeah. And then so I do that with like Neil and Anya and Kat.
It's a good way, man, to get people exposed. I mean, I don't know what my view is in competitions either, man. I mean, they don't mean anything. You know,
they don't.
At the end of the day.
And I think what's interesting about it is never the person you expect to win has won. Although because of fucking Corona, like we've only had 2 so far. But I think it's interesting because I am very interested in quality. I think quality is something that you can easily let slide with comedy, because you hear people laughing, and so you think you've done your job as a comedian. And it's weird to say that's not enough. But I just think quality is very important. I think competition is one of the easiest ways to create quality.
Absolutely, man, and to get that, and it's a great journey as well, because then you go, maybe, I'm not going to just like fucking abandon comedy. I'm not just going to necessarily abandon those jokes, but I need to work on my comedy.
Yeah,
I need to work at it, man.
It's not, we like. People are so grateful here that there's anything English language going on. Yeah. Of course, and that's great. So we have like the most fertile audiences ever. Like we've both performed all over Europe and stuff like that. And it's the scene is crazy. But then if you were to go to New York, which we both have, or go to London, people are not grateful. They are ungrateful. Yeah. They are full. Their bellies are full and rich. Yeah. So they expect a much higher quality away than they do here. So it's like, well, I'm not saying that we need to have like this kind of craziness that they have in these places, but we can strive to have a little bit more, I think, and not be complacent.
Remember Edinburgh?
Oh yeah,
what a time.
Yeah, it's fucking mad. I often have a cringe moment of, do you remember when we went out and I had my guitar and we were like, I guess we were all just shit-faced, and we were going out trying to get people to our gig, but we were like all drunk and making up a song, but it was a really bad song.
Oh God! And
I think I had a coin as a plectrum, and we were like, like just like a bunch of hobos, just like chasing people down, like come do a show, come do. I don't remember the song, but I often just think about that. Yeah. And I'm like, people just were scared.
There was a lot of cringy moments. We went twice.
Yeah. I think you were the only person that was really the audience really got out of our group as well. Like it's difficult when you're in Berlin and. Even though I'd spent a long time in London, it felt like sort of a long time ago, but I felt like you were the only person really connecting with the audience. At least.
Well, I think a huge part of that was because I was from Cumbernauld or, from Glasgow. I mean, we had me, we had a Scot, you English, Passoon Afghan German, and then Paul Salamoni from the States.
But also half the people, especially year 2, we're just sheltering from the rain. Like they weren't like no one was there to see. Of course they weren't. Like we're absolute nobodies. So there was just like a bunch of random randos.
We done the same 10 fucking minutes.
It was hell, man. Actually, I mean, like sorry, I did definitely had a good time, but parts of it were hell. Like it felt like such a slog.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to do.
But that's the boot camp thing for like other comedians to do that. It's like it's part of the boot camp,
And then our mate Dar, when he went a couple of times, and like I remember, I can't remember which year he was there, probably both years, but he's like, it's great, he's not Scottish.
He's from
Brummie.
Yeah.
I've done 7 gigs. I think I might do another one. It's like you're absolutely out of your mind. But I love you. Like I wish I had that. I just don't have that.
I just wanted
mentality.
Honestly, mate, I wanted to get up the road and sit and watch like The Simpsons or some shit.
Yeah, man.
I mean, those were good times, man. The old Edinburgh days, mental. But you went from, but back then it was stand up, and then you went ball deep. Excuse the phrase of the term, into improv, and now you teach.
Yeah.
You've got like a little school created for yourself.
Yeah, Berlin Stand-Up School, which I started with Paul Salamone.
Yeah.
Of course, my life partner.
He is your life partner. You guys do quite a lot together.
Yeah, and yeah, it's great. I mean, I really like the idea of teaching, and it's funnily enough, it's something that I always wanted to do, because when I started doing stand-up, I actually I did it through a teacher. Like, I never thought, even though as funny as I was and as funny as my friends were, it was never something that occurred to me to do stand-up.
Okay.
I actually went on a class that someone else recommended, and this class, like, changed my life. Like, I was like, oh my God, because I was, like, 26 when I did the class.
Right.
Yeah, I was just like, holy shit, why haven't I always been doing stand-up? Because this is, like, clearly my...
Are we talking writing exercises? What's this?
Just like, did you do the class that Logan Murray did when he was here?
Nope.
Okay, because a few of us did it. I know Neil Nunn did it, and a few other people, few other old timers like Paul and Drew and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like saw your face there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got this, and he's written this great book called Be a Great Stand-Up. And I did his class, which is kind of a very well-known class in the UK. And it was just amazing, you know. It was just like, I was just like, oh shit, I am actually, like, I'm not just funny with my friends, but I'm sort of funny in a group of funny people as well. And it was something really special. But I remember thinking, because I had actually always wanted to be a high school teacher, but I never went to university, which was a bit of a blow, apparently. But I was like, God, I don't know, I would love to just be this to someone else, like this sort of mentorship. It was something that meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful that I'm able to do it now and sort of mentor people, do classes. I'm currently the only one doing it in English.
Yeah.
Like, other than Paul and people, but we all sort of teach different type of modules in schools.
Yeah, and you're also looking out for each other, like not to step on each other's toes and stuff
always,
like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that you're going to have to.
Don't want to be in competition.
Yeah.
So I do like the beginners class, which of course has been on hiatus as an in-person class. But then I developed like a digital writing class.
Yeah, how's that working out, man?
It works out really well, I think, because it's sort of for people that either already do stand up and they just want to like do something right now because we're all just like grounded, or just complete beginners who want to have a go at writing something funny. Like, I do put a lot of thought into these exercises. It's basically, I set them an exercise to do offline. And they have like a few days to do it, and then we meet online and share what we did, and we give each other comments, mostly positive. Thank you.
How do you meet?
We meet on like whatever
like
Google
a video
Meets.
chat.
Yeah, like Google Hangouts. It used to be Zoom, but Google Hangouts. And then they submit the work to me, and then I give them a very detailed thing, like whatever that, you know, like take it or leave it. Like I am more experienced than most people, but it doesn't mean that I know what's funny to you.
Yeah, no, that's
still be like,
true.
Fuck you.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I wouldn't care if you were like that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I can tell that someone is kind of funnier than me. Like, not in that they have more experience, but I'm like, oh shit, you're gonna be like, you're fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, cool.
It's
a whole lateral thinking process, I think, with like trying to kind of.
Yeah. It's my way of keeping the fires going.
Yeah, man.
Really.
Keep that rust at bay, man.
Yeah, definitely. Because like, yeah, I'm not like super into doing stand up, but I love. Who doesn't love judging people?
I love that.
I get paid to be judgmental.
Yeah. That's brilliant. But you send them off in a good right direction, and you say,
I
hey,
really
man,
try
you
to.
kind of take them by the hand and go, yeah, man, look, this is a little bit, you know, it's a bit kind of risque, or what if you kind of...
I never tell anybody that anything is wrong, because there's no wrong thing in comedy. We know that from all of our favourite comedians.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what someone does. I mean, of course we can be like, oh, that was fucking racist. You know, obviously that's not good, but then somebody can do a racially awkward piece of material that is like brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, it just means that it's not well written yet.
That's true.
So I always ask students, what is it that you're exactly trying to say?
Get it down to the point. Yeah,
exactly.
Get it down to the
because
point.
like, people will, they see their edgy
waffle.
comedians. Exactly, and they love, so many people come and they love these edgy guys. They love how raw they are and blah, blah, blah. But then when they try and do it as a baby, it comes out like goo goo gaga.
Totally. Oh God, man! It's just reminding me of my first times and how many times, you know, I bombed and it would have been, you know, fucking nice if someone was like that, like someone like yourself, like who's like well versed in what is funny and what is not. You know, well versed in having all these exercises, and it can take you down a little path. And because I think it's really good to have that, man, to have that kind of force behind you. As long as they can still bomb every now and then.
Of course they do.
Because that's the one thing. I mean, that's what grows you. That's what. It's one of the few things that just completely resets everything and puts everything in place.
And it's just important not to tell people that something is wrong or right. But I think it's that as a beginner, you try and do too much, and you have to realize that you're not quite adept at making enough of a connection with your audience that they like you enough from second one that you can suddenly explore all of these dark stories with them. Because at the end of the day, we do. If we don't know somebody, like say if you met someone at a party, it is like meeting someone at a party, seeing a stand-up for the first time.
Dude, I love this. I'm getting like free shit happening here, man. This is fucking brilliant.
But it is like meeting
this is exclusive.
But if they were suddenly like just talking about all of their thoughts about race and all of that, or suddenly talking about their dick and stuff like that, you'd be like, whoa, I don't know you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, let's just, you need to buy me dinner before you stick it in.
Yeah. No, just tell me who you are. Let's justify justify who you are, man. Should I like you? Do I like you? And I think as well from the comedian's point of view, you've got to kind of like get on that as well, being like, do I care if you like me? I want you to like me, but I'm not going to get stressed out if you don't. You know, I'm still going to go do my thing, and I'm going to try and work it out, and I hope by the end of it you're going to like me. It's what Eddie Izzard says, if I don't get them in the way in, I'll get them in the way out. You know, so you're kind of like, you kind of got to like work it. Oh dude, this is making me so kind of like melancholic for just being on the stage, you know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get a room full of 60 people and just have them there.
After a fucking year, I'm only now starting to really miss it. Yeah. Because I obviously had so much backed up like introvert, like, oh, I had to see so many people. They made me see so many people. Yeah. But only now am I like, it'd be freaking nice to do a show with my friends. Because I still meet up weekly online. Call the police. With like my main like CCB improv group, $5, big shout out. And we mainly just play like online games and stuff like that. But it's just like I freaking vibe with these people so well. It'd just be really nice to be on stage with you and just jerk around and make people laugh. Like it is, it's just really fun.
Well, I think like the one thing that I think is going to happen after this, it's going to be like the fucking Roaring *20s, you know, in Berlin again. It's just going to be nuts. Fucking burlesque.
Twirling canes.
Absolutely, man. It's just going to be like, everyone's going to be going totally, man, little tassels on the tits and stuff. It's going to be beautiful. And people are going to walk around and it's just going to be, and I just can't wait. You know, I feel as well, I don't know, I'm also so kind of out of the comedy scene in Berlin. I just want to get like 6 or 7, 8 comedians that I know very well, and for us all just to put on a show. Yeah. You know what I mean? It'll happen, man. It'll happen.
I believe so.
But right now, I'm also trying to keep the rust at bay by doing a lot of this stuff and other little things and like a couple of little online shows and shit like that. Just to writing constantly, just to keep that at bay. I think I've got like a new hour.
Yeah, I'm sure you fucking do. I think people make the mistake of thinking that the comedy is stand-up comedy. Yeah. Like that is somehow the template to comedy, and it fucking isn't. Yeah. I mean, we know from doing Edinburgh, it's like it can be literally anything.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
It's just like, don't think it's like, oh, I can't get on stage and go, oh, I know what you're thinking. It's definitely not that.
Just get on there.
Just do anything, man.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree.
Do you know what? I like memes.
Yeah.
I love memes.
Like
I like dank memes.
Vines and memes and that short kind of short attention span stuff.
Oh, I love it. I'm like, yay.
Are you a TikTok person?
Not really, but like, let's face it, I don't need anything else that gets me on my phone. I mean, but luckily it's not quite for me. Like, I definitely feel a bit long in the tooth for that. It's like, oh, it's so loud.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Memes are good though.
Even Twitter, actually. Luckily for me, because I do spend way too much time on my phone, I'm a bit like, oh, stop binging all day.
Yeah. Are you on Twitter?
No, that's the thing is I'm not really like I have an account just to snoop.
Yeah.
But if I get into anything like that, I just get too deep.
Yeah.
I have an addictive personality, so it's just really best that I don't have it around.
I'm not on Twitter or TikTok, but I'm trying my hardest to get the Instagram and the Facebook up now.
You need a fucking Gen Z around here.
I did, yeah,
just
absolutely, man.
A little like crab.
I'm hoping
Gen Z crab.
Dude, absolutely, man. I want to buy one.
Yeah.
I'm just going to absolutely, mate.
Yeah.
Get me a couple of Gen Zs. I know I sound like an absolute Pete, but
no, not onto me, obviously. you're in safe hands. You're preaching to the choir.
I love the term of phrase, preaching to the choir, pedo. But I need to get myself some Gen Z stuff. I'm hoping my little nephew, I was talking to him on the phone, he's like 11 or 12 or something like that, 11 or 12 or something like that just now, and he's like that. Yeah, Uncle Chris, when I'm old enough, I'm going to move to Berlin, I'm going to get you all your followers, like 2,500. I was like, absolutely, man, let's do this.
Yeah, they know what they're doing, man.
Pay them and,
That's why memes and stuff are so funny that we can never compete. Is that they are born into the contemporary. They just like that. They just like have the zeitgeist in their brains. So you can never be funnier than somebody who is a child right now.
Totally, dude. Are we gonna? Do you think like memes are going to be in like like museums and like art galleries and
Absolutely.
stuff like the history of modern art?
Do you know what's
it's
interesting?
It's going to be like our modernism from the 1950s, 1920s.
You can make original digital art now because of blockchain, the same technology behind Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, if you make an original JPEG or whatever, it can be an original now, and it can be bought and sold as if it was an original piece of art. It's really fascinating. I know nothing about blockchain, but I've just been kind
of dabbling, kind of like checking.
Yeah, a little bit. Who doesn't want to make a freaking million euros?
I know.
Just give me some money.
There's a bit of a.
I want the free money.
There's a bit of a kind of issue. There's the famous 50 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
Now it's like 5 seconds of fame,
Mm-hmm.
and something that does not appeal to me in the slightest is like going viral or like the sea shanty thing. Like I thought that was kind of cool, and it was like fun, and it was actually I was actually oh shit, like I love fucking sea shanties, like fair enough. But he's that guy now. Like in 30 years, he's going. Yeah. People are just going to be in the public. Oh, you're that sea shanty guy that was big for half a day.
He's like, I also wrote a novel about the Civil War, and I was like, we don't care. You're a sea shanty.
I was also behind the cure for the pandemic back in 2020. Stop telling me, sing it, sea shanty. Yeah, man. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't want that, but I know that I kind of want longevity, and I feel like this the thing that we're this kind of boomerang meme TikTok world that we're in, it's not got that longevity, and I'm really trying to navigate my way through that.
That's the thing is you can't be something you're not. We know that you can't be something you're not. We can't be Gen Z, so we can't be TikTok stars. Well, maybe we can. I mean, I know like Drew's doing great.
Drew's getting man. Drew's fucking annoying me.
But you know why?
Shit.
He's got kids.
He has got kids.
He's got kids.
So should we have kids, man? Is that what's going on? Do I have to have kids now?
Well, I didn't. I mean,
after one cocktail?
I don't know.
Fuck, man. That's it. I'm going to have a kid so that when I'm 60 years old I can...
But that's what's interesting about memes and Gen Z and TikTok is actually what makes these things great is that they are about people's real truth, and so like that's it. You can't try and make try and make a viral video, but you can only be your real truth, and then that might be that people go, "This guy's fucking brilliant."
Check you out, Cliff. That's some guru shit. That's like kind of finding love, Don't let it find you. No, let it find you. Don't go finding it.
But if you think about all the best things that you've probably seen as like a viral video, it wasn't made to be viral. It was just made for a bit of fun. It was made as a bit of human, genuine connection, or usually feline connection.
Totally.
And it just happened to go viral because it hits on this like such a rare moment that we have of human connection online. So that's it. Is like it is true. It is like love. You can't search for it really.
Man, viral videos like love. I think that's going to have to be the thumbnail of the video or something like this. I don't know of this. Listen, man, I've kind of got. I always ask my guests a couple of questions. I hope you don't mind.
Please.
On science, do you have a favourite science fact or theory that you might indulge?
Well, when I was a kid, I was like really, really into astronomy.
Aye.
Of all things. In fact, I thought that was a field I would go into, not realising that you had to be good at maths and physics.
Yeah, but even just.
But
like
I just
stargazing.
like the idea of stars and planets. I mean, who doesn't? It's either that or dinosaurs, isn't it, when you're a kid?
Yeah.
So I always remember liking the idea. So there's a star quite close to it. It's called Betelgeuse. Great name.
Is it?
Already a great name.
Nice.
And it's like could go supernova at any time. Like they really don't know. And if it did go supernova, it would light up completely. Change the star field that we see in the sky. It would completely light up the stars for like 2 months.
Oh.
Like, wouldn't that be insane?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And this supernova, because surely it can happen at any time. They don't really know.
They don't know. It's like basically ready to pop.
Oh my god! It's like
It's ready to go. It's
best.
like a pregnant star.
What do you call those machines that you the gambling
Like
machines?
a fruit machine.
Yeah, it's like the best fruit machine chance ever, man. Like if you get a jackpot, just like boom.
And it would just be like completely fill our sky with light.
Would it fuck us up in any way or anything, or
I don't
is it
think
just
so,
is it just
no.
a beautiful
It's far
thing?
enough away.
It's a beautiful thing. It's not going to like it's not going to like change up gravitational fields and stuff like that.
I mean, we don't know because it'd be like
Shit.
the closest, but probably not. It's just like a thing that we
I
would
love
see
that.
that's so far away. And if Betelgeuse was instead of the sun, it would like its corona would reach.
Corona
would reach to Mars. Like that's how much bigger it is than the sun.
Wow,
It would totally engulf us. Yeah, I just like the scale of planets in the universe is something that's scientifically very interesting to me.
When was the last time you saw a shooting star?
Actually, relatively recently, I suppose. But we were Mobile Kino, right? How did we not get round to that?
How did we not get round to
But
Mobile
we
Kino?
went this year. They had like a smaller corona-friendly one, and of course you just pew pew pew. They're just like every other second.
God.
Anytime you go to the country in Germany, there's a shooting star ready for you.
Oh,
How about you?
I have like a wee house, like a wee garden house next to the lake.
Yeah.
That I share with a couple of other people, and we kind of just.
So jealous about that. I've never been more jealous in my life.
We just kind of take turns and go up there. It's really small. There's a bunch of other people there. It's like you can't really do much there, man. You know, you're surrounded by these like old conservative Germans
build a fire
and shit.
though and stuff.
Oh yeah, like fucking fire. Sure, have your phone up too loud playing music, and someone's gonna, that type of shit. But right at the bottom of the garden, lake. So you just there's no light pollution anyway, but when you're down by the lake, you just got this huge vast area where there's just zero light pollution whatsoever. So you just lie on the little pier that's kind of a little bit slanty, and then you just look up, man, it's just all the time. It's amazing.
Nice.
I love a shooting star.
Yeah. Makes you feel small.
It does, it makes you feel tiny. Yeah, a poor man's shooting stars when you just like flick a fag at someone. It's ridiculous.
Or someone passes you like a hash joint when you're in a car.
Yeah, totally.
Whoa.
Yeah, totally. And the window's open. It's like, close the fucking window. It's like resin burning your eyeballs. Oh man. Yeah, I also like to ask my guest, man. Do you have any kind of weird traits or habits that you would like to share? My theory behind it is that everyone are weird. Everyone is weird.
So many.
You got so many weird ones?
So many.
Please divulge.
I guess the one that's the most disturbing to me, that even my therapist won't touch, is that we all talk to ourselves somewhat, but I really do talk to myself an enormous amount. To the point where other people, like, I'll do it just with people, and they'll be like, excuse me.
What do you mean you do it with people?
Like, I'll just be like, you're fucking stupid. And she'll be like,
What do you mean?
like, as in, I'll just say stuff out loud when I'm around people. like in the store.
Okay.
I'll just get so in my head about, like, when you just have conversations in your head.
Sure.
But I'll just say them out loud. I'll be like, oh, well, she didn't mean it. And she'll be like, excuse me? And I'll be like, excuse me? I'm like kind of good with dealing with it now. I'm just like, what? No, I didn't.
Oh no, that's just me. Have you ever had someone come up to you and go like that? Who are you talking to?
Yeah, like what kind of thing. But then, of course, when you're out and about, 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing a hat or I've got my headphones on anyway. So I'll just like pretend I'm on I'll be like, yeah, she's fucking stupid. I know.
Yeah.
She's just a stupid person.
I that's one of the great things about the mask these days. You can just walk about fucking talking
I mean,
to
no
yourself.
one even knows. It's just like, she's fucking stupid.
No, I've had people come up to me and be like that, man, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
And I'm quite happily just like that. Myself?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
If it's someone I know, like, I'll just be like, yeah, I sometimes say stuff out loud. Like, I'm not even sure if it's like a minor Tourette's or something like that, because I really seemingly have no control over it. I just say stuff out loud, often that I meant to say in my head.
Have you ever offended someone by accident by doing it? Or is it all such kind of mundane, kind of passive,
I think the thing is
stream of consciousness thoughts?
Like, most people, most people are already stuck in their own world. So even if you're like, fucking cunt, like, they don't really, which is sometimes is, like, they're just like, so they might be like, excuse me? I'll be like, yeah, she's a fucking cunt. Like, I'm such a good improviser now where I'll just like, because most people actually in their life don't want confrontation. So, like, it's either like you're insane or you're on the phone. And either way, no one wants to touch that shit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at acting now where it's just like, yeah, fucking cunt.
Okay. I like that somehow.
But yeah, I really have a bad habit of talking out loud. And of course, Corona and isolation is not making it any better.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm quite happy to talk. I'm happy. You must talk to your cat.
Oh,
Jesus.
do I ever sing songs? There's all musical written. We dance. It's just like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Oh, a wee pet would be good in here, actually, to be fair. But there you go.
Ah, sure, yeah. You should speak to our cat place. They're absolutely freaking awesome.
Yeah. Don't know about the cat.
You're not a cat guy?
Don't think I'm a cat guy.
That's okay, you won't offend me. I'd rather a cat not be with a cat hater.
Cliffy, is there anything at all that you would like to ask me before we slowly wrap this up? Anything at all?
Do you ever think that you would ever live back in the UK?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man. And so, particularly Scotland, like, I'm in no rush to get back.
No.
Right? I just don't see myself being like 55 years old in Berlin. Like, I don't really see myself like...
Liza.
Yeah, totally, man, Kind of hanging out the window like, hey, Ashdog! Fucking, but I don't know. I've been here a long time. 12 years. Family and stuff they're getting on. Don't want to just leave everything to my sister.
Yeah,
but that's more of a kind of grim, morbid kind of like that.
Yeah, of course.
Thing. I mean, no one's fucking dying, touch wood, and all that. Like, oh, it's fine, It's just that there's going to be a time that you have to come. You have to kind of like pull up the socks and be there for a bit. But I'm also like, I'm at a stage in my career where I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing in Germany trying to accomplish what I'm trying to do in English? I always think about like, I'm doing a bunch of stuff. I've got a bunch of stuff in the pipeline, and all the stuff that I'm doing will eventually come to like a production company or some sort of entity that needs to kind of stand behind me in order to like push me that extra level. And I always just imagine a conversation with them, and I imagine personally not having a production company behind me in Germany, but rather maybe the States or Canada or Australia, New Zealand, the UK, really predominantly English speaking countries. And I think one of the first things that they would just say to me is like, so why are you in Germany doing this in English? And it would make sense. It's a kind of valid point. Yeah. So I need to work out a couple of little things, I think, before, but I think, if I kind of want to like have any sort of following or make any kind of money, I mean, I get by, I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, you did try and go back for a bit and you were like, fuck that shit.
No, just wasn't happening, man.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is just not on my radar at all. And, the way things are, like, politically, like, geopolitically as well, just kind of, again, what the fuck I'm going to do there, But what I'm going to do, get an agent here.
Yeah.
I looked into that and it was just a bit like, oh God, this is like pretty grim.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that has an English language agent.
Yeah. Me neither. I don't know anyone who even has like a German agent who gets some English gigs. I just don't. And I've done my research. I'm really missing Glasgow though, man.
Yeah.
Really missing Glasgow. I miss double yellow lines. I miss cobbles.
Do you miss cobbles?
I miss cobbles.
Come up my way.
Totally, man. You got some cobbles up there. I just miss like... Greg's and fucking...
It's Greg's. That's a sad time.
Yeah, I know.
Get him a pasty.
Yeah. Send me a pasty, someone, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I miss family, I miss the pals, I miss the buses, I miss just kind of like strolling around my little town and going for a swim and stuff. And sometimes Germany can be quite cold, as in the people.
Oh yeah.
And you can be a bit like, particularly in Berlin, and you can just be a bit like, oh shut up, leave me alone, isn't someone nice, where's the banter? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Glasgow's a good banter. Glasgow's like, even if you're doing your shopping or something. Like,
I always think of myself as quite like introverted, and I'm glad that people don't talk to me or whatever, but then when you're in England, it's just nice to have a chit chat.
A chit chat, man.
Yeah, I do miss a chit chat.
You know?
And then I sometimes like, am I just missing this and I'm over chit chatting, and now I'm one of those people that's like creeping on people. Oh, lovely day, isn't it?
But you could say anything to a German that would be over fucking zealous.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like over enthusiastic.
Like, this is a lovely coffee. I just want to say it's very nice.
It's a lovely coffee, that is, by the way. Great. Or you're like just getting stuff out your, and you know, I don't know, whatever. You're like, someone asks you for two. Oh, have you got 2 pence? Has to 2 cents? And you're like that. Oh no, it's just bits of fluff and a little fucking token there, and then just like that. Okay, well, you don't have it. It's the classic. Is there anything you would like to add to this wonderful experience here? Would you maybe like to tell the 200,000 people that watch this every week? Like how like where are you? How can they follow you? How can they get in touch if they want to do like a stand-up course or
sure. I mean, absolutely. I mean, Gamoos is obviously on hiatus, but check us out. You can't miss it. We are not Gamoos. I mean, there was really anything called that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But We Are Not Amused, it's supposed to be, it's kind of like Queen Victoria, no? Or We Are Not Amused or something? Yeah, okay.
Correct. I mean, like, even the Germans get the joke. This is a good joke.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Follow me. Just look up Caroline Clifford online. I come up quite soon. And Berlin Stand-Up School is the school if you want to take classes with me or Paul or any of our other teachers. It's good times, and we're doing digital classes right now.
Yeah, man, get on the digital.
See through the winter, get lots of writing done.
Absolutely, man. Writing is therapeutic and meditative all at once. Imagine if you can be funny with it, start making money with it. What? Why wouldn't you? All right, man, Cliff, thank you, mate. That was lovely. Everyone, follow the links. Cliff's links will be all below. You can click on the Buy Me a Coffee. That's where I do all this stuff. You know what it's about. Buy me a coffee. Oh, don't buy me a coffee. It's up to you. And the cocktail, the Vieux Carre. The link below is for the deep dive. And I'll show you how to properly make it. Until then, cheers, Cliff.
Thank you.
Cheers.